जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीर वनचारी। यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीर वनचारी। यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अस्तोत्र सत अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन फाउंडराचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडराचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अस्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Continuing reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 27. Today we have text 6. Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena cha Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena cha Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena cha. Please chant. Matkatha shravanena cha Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena. Sorry. Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena cha. Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena cha. Mataji, please. Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena cha. Mai bhavena satyena matkatha shravanena cha. Yamadibhir yogapathir abhyasan shraddhayanvita Mai bhavena satyena Matkatha Shravanena Cha. Synonyms, please repeat. Yama Adibhi, beginning with Yama. Yoga Pathai, by the yoga system. Abhyasan, practicing. Shraddhaya Anvitaha, with great faith. Mai, unto me. Bhavena, with devotion. Satyena, unalloyed. Matkatha, stories about me. Shravanena, by hearing. Cha, and. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnaravind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. One has to become faithful by practicing the controlling process of the yoga system and must elevate himself to the platform of unalloyed devotional service by chanting and hearing about me. Purport. Yoga is practiced in 8 different stages: yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Yama and niyama mean practicing the controlling process by following strict regulations. And asana refers to the sitting postures. These help raise one to the standard of faithfulness in devotional service. The practice of yoga by physical exercise is not the ultimate goal. The real end is to concentrate and to control the mind and train oneself to be situated in faithful devotional service. Bhavena or bhava is very important factor in the practice of yoga or in any spiritual process. Bhava is explained in Bhagavad Gita 10:8. Buddha bhava samanvitaha. One should be absorbed in the thought of love of Krishna. When one knows that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the source of everything and that everything emanates from Him, aham sarvasya prabhavaha, then one understands the Vedanta aphorism, Janmadi Asya Yataha, the original source of everything. And then he can become absorbed in bhava, or the preliminary stage of love of Godhead. Rupa Goswami explains very nicely in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu how this bhav or preliminary stage of love of God is achieved. He states that one first of all has to become faithful, shraddhayan vitaha. Faith is attained by controlling the senses, either by the yoga practice, following the rules and regulations and practicing the sitting postures, or by engaging directly in bhakti yoga as recommended in the previous verse. Of the 9 different items of bhakti yoga, the first and foremost is to chant and hear about the Lord. That is also mentioned here. Mat katha shravanena cha. One may come to the standard of faithfulness by following the rules and regulations of the yoga system. And the same goal can be achieved simply by chanting and hearing about the transcendental activities of the Lord. The word cha is significant. Bhakti yoga is direct and the other process is indirect. But even if the indirect process is taken, there is no success unless one comes fully to the direct process of hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. Therefore, the word satyena is used here. In this connection, Swami Sridhar comments that satyena means nishkapatena, without duplicity. The impersonalists are full of duplicity. Sometimes they pretend to execute devotional service, but their ultimate idea is to become one with the Supreme. This is duplicity, kapata. The Bhagavatam does not allow this duplicity. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is clearly stated, Paramo Nirmat Saranam. This treatise, Srimad Bhagavatam, is meant for those who are completely free from envy. The same point is again stressed here. Unless one is completely faithful to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages himself in the process of hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, there is no possibility for liberation. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhayascha, Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavnebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namah. I will read the translation one more time. One has to become faithful by practicing the controlling process of the yoga system and must elevate himself to the platform of unalloyed devotional service by chanting and hearing about me. So two important points that are being stated here. There are many points, but two are more important than others relatively. One is about hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. And second is about faith, doing it with faith. So there are a few things I looked up that I would like to share about these aspects. Let's see. I can make it. Okay. So there is this important verse here that Srila Prabhupada quotes in the purport is Buddha Bhava Samanvita. That's chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita, text 8. So one can attain the same bhava, where one can experience love of Godhead. So here there are some things I took from the purport that Srila Prabhupada is saying. I will read those first. A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who knows how to apply these teachings can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds. And because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by fools. So one point is that understanding that Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, Krishna is the supreme controller. Most people struggle with understanding this point, and that's why even many demigods, they make mistakes, they forget their own position, and Krishna has to help them understand. There are many examples, but we won't go into detail about that. That's a whole different class itself. But here, one point that Srila Prabhupada mentioned is like even when Krishna is present, Krishna was present here, only a few people knew that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Most people, they just saw him as an ordinary person, or maybe someone who has some powers, but nothing close to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So only a person, like here it's mentioned, only a person who has heard from authorized sources and who is engaged in practical devotional service, only that kind of person can understand Krishna. Otherwise, there is no other way to understand. Of course, like here is mentioned about yoga process. One can practice yoga process, but that will only help us if we do it right and for a long time. Then we can take control of our mind at max. And if after that one engage in devotional service, then one can understand Krishna. But simply by practicing yoga process and without performing service, devotional service, it will not help one achieve the goal of yoga process. We have expert yoga teacher here. She can confirm this. Lord Krishna is the source of all generations, and he is called the most efficient cause of everything. He says, because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all. Everything is under me. No one is above me. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna in such a way from a bona fide spiritual master, with references from Vedic literature, engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness. So one may question, how can one have faith in these kind of ideas or this philosophy? Because a conditioned soul is used to think that, I can say example for myself, I am very intelligent, No one else knows more than me. And I can do whatever I want. I'm free to do whatever I want. So why should I accept these ideas? So most people do not have faith. And the real question is, how can one have faith in such ideas? So here, Rupa Goswami, he gives the process how to cultivate faith. He gives the whole process of Ado Shraddha. It starts with Ado Shraddha. How does that Shraddha comes? That comes by hearing from the sadhus. When one has just a preliminary faith that, like even for Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada said, even if you don't accept it, at least for a start, you just accept what it's saying is right. And if you read with that understanding, you will understand the mystery of Bhagavad Gita. But if your approach is challenging, oh, how can it be like this? How can it be like this? He said, with that kind of mentality, there is no chance one can understand the mystery of Bhagavad Gita or Krishna consciousness. Even in general, we see people have faith in so many things. These days, we have faith in these smart things. We hope it's going to work wherever we go. But sometimes even they fail. They have so much high technology. Like, I'm using this. I really don't know how to use all the functions on this thing. But it is useful for some things, like we can look at some of these ideas here. So we have faith in this technology, people who are bringing all these things. How? How do we have this faith in these ideas? By hearing about it. Someone told us, get an Apple as the best phone, as the smartphone. And the idea is in our mind, and we are seeing so many billboards. The smartest phone you can have. You can personalize it. You can have your pictures on this, do so many things with this. And we think, okay, like Savas Prabhu was saying other day, he ended up going to the Apple store. And he was saying it was a big struggle for him. In his mind, he's thinking, I don't want it, but why am I looking at it? So that's the situation of people who are absorbed in material activities. Of course, we cannot say that for Savas Prabhu. We see he's here every morning. And sometimes even we miss, but he's always there. So, but he was helping us understand what's the situation of people out there in the world who are simply absorbed in material activities. And it is a big struggle. So here, Rupa Goswami is giving the process. Ado Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha. I was hearing one lecture, Srila Prabhupada is saying that, you see, earlier, no one was coming here. I was just speaking by myself. But now that you nice boys and girls have started to come, you are hearing from me. That is Shraddha. You have some faith that what I'm saying is right. And just by hearing with that faith, you can understand. You can develop to other stages. So there is one verse that I found which actually gives how examples of how some person, they attained this bhava, they attained this Krishna prema by engaging in these 9 processes of devotional service. Nava Lakshana. Prahlad Maharaj responds by quoting this shloka to his father Hiranyakashipu when he asked him, what's the best thing you have learned so far in your school? And Prahlad Maharaj's response was, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. Shravanam, it starts with hearing. And then from Shravanam, it leads to Kirtanam. Srila Prabhupada said, when we hear attentively, then gradually we can engage in Kirtan, we can chant. If we are not hearing properly, we cannot chant properly. Even in japa, we see every morning we are chanting japa. If we are hearing properly, our chanting will be better. But if we are not hearing attentively, it often is seen. Some people, they doze off because your mind becomes very relaxed and you transcend, you go to samadhi. But that's not the samadhi we want to go to. We want to go to the samadhi where when we chant Hare Krishna, then Krishna, He reveals His pastimes within our heart. That's the samadhi we want. That's the samadhi that's been spoken about here. There's one prayer that comes to my memory. I believe this is by Rupa Goswami. It's stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Tunde tandavani ratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye. Karna kroda kadambini karnar budevaya spriham. Cheta prangan sangini vijete spriham. Cheta prangan vijete sarvantanam. No jani janita kiyad bir amritadvai. Amritadvai. So he's saying this word Krishna, the sound of this word is so powerful that when it enters through the holes of the ears and it goes to your heart, he's saying what it does, it captures your mind, your heart, all your senses. It takes full control of them. And then what happens? One desires millions of tongues. So you can chant so many names of Krishna, 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 Krishna. And what will you do when you are chanting Krishna like that? You need millions of ears. So he's saying, I want to have millions of ears so I can chant Krishna, 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 and hear Krishna, 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 like that. So that's the chanting we want to experience. We may not be there right now, maybe some of you are, but I can say for myself, I'm definitely not there. But we can aspire. That's why we follow the Mahajans. Mahajanoyena Gata Sapanta. We are following the Mahajans. That's what Srila Prabhupada was showing on few occasions when he's chanting Jai Radha Madhava. He completely went to trance and he had to stop. He couldn't speak anymore. So that's the samadhi that is being spoken about in Srimad Bhagavatam. What kind of person can attain that? Paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Nirmatsaranam, one who is free from envy. The general tendency, any other. There are 6 enemies of devotees. We know these: lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy. Envy is, you can deal with all other 5 very easily. But envy is the most difficult to deal. You can see someone does a little bit better than you somewhere, straight away, how did this person do better than me? It's so easy, it's just right there. So, how can we become free from envy? By engaging in serving the satam, those who are free from envy. We can remember example of Srila Prabhupada. When he first time he met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, he was forced by his friend to go there. He didn't want to go at all because he was frustrated with meeting bogus gurus and he didn't want to see anyone else. But his friend, he pulled him, no, you have to listen to this person. Just listen once, and if you don't like him, I won't ask you next time. And Srila Prabhupada, somehow or other, he says his friend pulled him. He didn't want to go. But when he went there, as soon as he offered obeisances, he was just rising up, offering obeisances. What was the order he received? You are an educated person. Why don't you preach this message in the Western countries? What did Srila Prabhupada do? We see we all are the result of that. That's faith. He didn't know Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Just first time he heard that, okay, I will do it. That's the sadhu. The power of Satam is such that once you hear from them, your heart is cleansed of all the dirt that's been piled up for millions of lifetimes. And we want to engage in devotional service. There are so many examples, but this is very close to us. We can relate to. Why I'm saying this? Because we are doing this service every day. With many other devotees, many of us, we go places, sharing books with others, Prabhupada's books. And recently, we went to this conference in San Diego, AAR, American Academy of Religion, and SBL, the Society of Biblical Literature. Two great organizations in USA organize this event every year. And BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, participates in this. So I had an opportunity to go with His Grace Archita Prabhu. And it's a place where so many learned scholars, professors who are studying theology, who are studying philosophy, who are studying world religion, who are studying comparative religion, many of them, they were there. And we also got to see some of them who came to our booth there. So we were trying to share some of these books translated by Srila Prabhupada with them. And we see we have one devotee scholar here amongst us. What's your name, Prabhu? Gopal Hari Prabhu. Gopal Hari Prabhu. Did you also make a presentation there? Yes. So there are also many devotees. His Grace Anuttama Prabhu was there. And many other devotees were also there. They were also making presentations on Vaishnavism, Vedic philosophy, Krishna consciousness. So it's a great opportunity to share Srila Prabhupada's books. But what was interesting was we did meet a few of those scholars and some professors who already have the books. They have Bhagavad Gita. Some of them, they even have full sets of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I was so happy to just hear that. Wow, you have all these books. And I was like, do you have this one? Do you see anything you don't have? And so it's so inspiring when you see someone. But there were so many people there. Not everyone was stopping there. So we were discussing with Archita Prabhu. He was saying that they cannot see Krishna. And we were discussing this point, that Krishna covers himself. What was that verse from 7th chapter? Yes. Who was this? Yeah, what's the translation? So the point is that Krishna, he covers himself from people who who are envious of Krishna's position of being the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the essential point of this verse. But to the devotees, he reveals himself. We just finished with Kartik month. We see who can bind Krishna. There is one verse in Brahma Samhita. Even the great yogis who have been meditating for millions of years, they cannot even approach Krishna. But here there is Mother Yashoda. It's a lady. In the Shastra it says ladies are less intelligent, women are less intelligent. Don't blame me, this is the scriptures. She is able to bind Krishna, the Supreme Brahman. People want to merge in Brahman. They want to become one with Brahman. Here there is Mother Yashoda. Just before this event, she had seen the whole universe within Krishna's mouth. And she was wondering, what's going on? Am I dreaming? Or like someone is, like some demigods, they are casting some illusion on me? Or what is happening? Like, what am I seeing in my child's mouth? Her love, her parental affection is so strong, she doesn't recognize the supremacy of Krishna. She just sees him as her little baby Krishna, who she has to correct. That's devotion. That's the kind of samadhi devotees are in. They are not trying to focus on the tip of the nose, looking straight, doing this or that. Nothing. They are seeing Krishna all the time, and they are engaging in these loving exchanges with him. And that's the energy that inspires them to engage in devotional service. They do not want to be engaged in anything else other than that. That's what Srila Prabhupada showed by his example. We were talking on Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. How even at his deathbed, he was translating Srimad Bhagavatam. He was following the instruction of his Guru till his last breath. So that's faith. Here, I'll just end with this verse. I don't know how to make it bigger, but Shri Vishnu Shravane Parikshid Abhavad Vayasakhi Kirtane Prahlada Smarane Tad Angri Bhajane Lakshmi Prithu Pujane Akrurastva Abhivandane Kapipatir Dashetha Sakhya Arjuna Sarva Swatma Nivedane Balir Abhut Krishnaptir Esham Para. This verse appears in Padyavali and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Vishnu Shravane Parikshit. Maharaj Parikshit attained the highest perfection, shelter at Lord Krishna's feet, simply by hearing about Lord Krishna. So this verse, it states how by different aspects, 9 different processes of devotional service, specific devotee, they attained perfection just by engaging in one process. Parikshit Maharaj just by hearing, Sukadev Goswami just by chanting Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that, it's already time, but you can look at this verse on your own. It's a beautiful verse, and it's showing all these personalities that just by engaging in even one of these activities, one can attain this bhava, Buddha bhava samanvita. It's time, but it's a public holiday, right? There is also, I just want to take a few more minutes. Is that okay, Savas Prabhu? This also disappearance day of Saranga Thakur. This is his temple, Madan Gopal temple. Saranga Thakur, he is actually a It's given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I can make it bigger. This place is in Mayapur, Mamgachi. That's where this temple is. And he is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He is one of the Parshads of Lord Chaitanya. There is a chapter, branches of Lord Chaitanya. So different devotees are mentioned there. And his name is also there. Just one pastime I want to share about him. He didn't want to accept any disciple. So Lord Chaitanya asked him, you have to accept at least one disciple. So he said, okay, tomorrow morning, whoever I see first, he will be my disciple. I will initiate him. So he went to take bath in Ganga. And as soon as he was entering the water of Ganga, a dead body touched his feet. And he was looking at this dead body. Man, it's a dead body. So he was like, how am I going to initiate a dead body? And Lord Chaitanya is behind. He is saying, just give him the mantra. And Sharanga Thakur gives him the mantra. And this dead body became alive. That's the power of bhakti. Dead body became alive. This is not like in ancient times. This is like in Lord Chaitanya's times, very recent. And there are still, this temple is there, devotees go there on Mayapur Parikrama. If someone has been there, maybe you know the place. And devotees go there to see this place. So just see what a powerful personality. Lord Chaitanya is telling him, give him the mantra. And the dead body became alive. People are into miracles. Is there any other bigger miracle like this? I mean, modern science has made so much advancement. Can they bring a dead body back to life? No. So this is the power of bhakti. One more point I would say, and then we can end. This devotee who he initiated, guess how powerful is he? What he does, he goes to the forest, and when he goes to the forest, he catches lion and slap them. And lions, they become like quiet, like a baby. He takes pythons and plays with them. And the python, they are just like non-envious. That's Satam. Even a lion, even a python who would just eat you on the first opportunity. Totally non-envious. That's the power of presence of Satam, a pure devotee. So I will end here. Thank you very much. Saranga Thakur Disappearance Day ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai.